Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today's video, as you can see from the thumbnail and the title, is regarding HoYoFest and my full experience and review of this entire event that I've went. So HoYoFest, as you guys don't know, has been announced I think in a couple of months ago in October, and it's targeted towards Southeast Asia region, so mainly in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines and Vietnam. So those countries, HoYoFest is being held at those countries, and I'm from Malaysia, so I'll be talking about my experience and full review of the event in Malaysia. So if you guys don't know, Malaysia, the collab restaurant or cafe that is being used is My Burger Lab. So this is the restaurant that I went. So for each of the other countries will have different restaurants that are being used for the collab, so your experience may vary. So this is my experience with My Burger Lab and mihoyo. So yeah, so for the HoYoFest I went for the Genshin Impact one, as you can tell, because I'm more into Genshin Impact than their other games. So Honkai Impacted was first, and then Tears of Themis, and then lastly Genshin Impact. So Genshin Impact, I think the duration is 3rd December until 13th December. So yeah, so as of recording now, yesterday I think was the last day already of the HoYoFest, which is a good timing for me to do a full review and my full experience on this event. So this video will be split into 3 parts. So first part I'll be talking about my pre-booking experience, meaning getting the slots to get the food, and also my overall experience in pre-booking basically. That's the first part of the video. The second part of the video will be talking about the event itself at HoYoFest, which means at the My Burger restaurant. So we'll be talking about that later. And then the last part of the video, we're going to talk about my final verdict, and also give you guys my overall rating on the event. And lastly, I'm going to talk about what are the issues that I've noticed and what I think can be improved in the next event if they so decided to run it again next year. Who knows? But yeah, we'll be sharing all those later. And yep, that's the entire video. So let's get started with the pre-booking experience first. So if you guys don't know, for My Burger Lab we have to install the My Burger Lab Plus app in order to start our pre-booking of the meals for Genshin Impact. So the pre-booking starts on the 24th of November for me at 3 p.m. So that is the time that they've given us to start to pre-book the meals. So if I can recall, in the apps we have a special website that we can go inside and browse the menus that we want to order, and also choose our selected time slots for dine in and also pick up. So there are 2 options you can choose. We can dine in or we can pick up the food, which means basically take away. Yeah, so as you guys know, due to the COVID SOPs and government SOPs you have to follow, there is a limitations on the dine-in. So the amount of people that can go in is pretty limited. So it's really whoever is faster will get the seats. And as for takeaway as well, there is a certain limit as well for each time slot. So you have to be fast in order to get the time slot you want. So my initial plan prior to going to the event was obviously to plan out which of the dates me and my friends can go. So we initially planned to go on like a weekend, preferably lunchtime, so it's around 12 p.m. around there to 2 p.m. And I think the initial plan was to go on the weekend, which is on the 3rd December, I think it's a Saturday. So that was my initial plan. And I have a plan B, by the way, as a backup, because I'm worried I couldn't get a slot. So I had a plan B. The plan B is basically if we couldn't get a dining slot, we pretty much just have to take away and just eat somewhere else. So that is the worst case scenario, which is plan B, which I don't want that to happen, because obviously I would really love to dine in. But yeah, so as time goes on, the pre-booking gets nearer. So it starts on 24th of November 3 p.m. It's for Genshin Impact, where the pre-booking goes live at 3 p.m. So at that period in time, I wasn't even at home actually, guys. I was out of town. So yeah, as you guys know, at out of town, the Wi-Fi and the signal isn't the best of at all times. It's not the best. I was staying in a hotel, so I had to rely on their Wi-Fi. And if the Wi-Fi is not great, I will obviously have to switch to my own mobile data plan. So that was the only concern I'm facing, is the internet speed. Um, in that aside, so yeah, that day I wasn't around and I was at the hotel, so I was preparing to order for the Genshin Impact dine in, and so yeah, around 2:55, so that's about 5 minutes before the pre-booking goes live. I already noticed the website was really slow already. It was very sluggish. The servers were very bad. I think it crashed right before it went live. It straight away crashed. I think at 3:01, that was like the most traffic, I guess, for the event. To pre-book the event, it was just so congested. I think I kept refreshing. It doesn't work, doesn't load. I was actually panicking a bit because I was worried everything would be gone already. So that time around 3:05, about after 5 minutes since it went live, I finally managed to load the page, to choose the meals and to choose my slots. So I selected 3rd December on Saturday, and guess what? It's all gone already. I'm like, wow, that they are fast. So it's pretty much all gone, and I checked other days as well, even the weekdays, and they also pretty much all gone already by then. That was around 3:10, and most of the dining slots by then were pretty much filled up, or as is at a very weird timing. It's like late at night, which I don't want, and most of my friends can't make it in the weekday as well, so that really messed up a lot of things. So plan A was pretty much messed up, and I'm like, I should try for the self pickup, because at least I can get the food. At least it's better than nothing. So I decided to try for the self pickup, and yeah, and when I tried to make an order, the server crashed again. So pretty much a looping process where I keep on refreshing the page, try again. I even switched off my Wi-Fi and used my own data plan because I thought the Wi-Fi was just so slow. But it turns out it's not the Wi-Fi, it's just on their servers are just too many people accessing at the same time, and the servers just kept crashing and crashing every minute. I was a bit frustrated already, because I was trying to make a purchase for like almost an hour, to be honest, guys. So we've been trying this for 1 hour, and I kept trying to pay. Every time I'm trying to pay, it just fails, and I have to do all over again. It was a very bad experience actually, trying to pre-book the meals. The servers were just not designed for a super high load of traffic, especially a game like this. So yeah, and so I just tried self-collect on whatever day I can find, because I really have no much choice. So I just chose like a random day, I think 9 December, uh, and I think it was a night time, it was dinner time. I have not much choice, so I just told my friends we have no choice, because we have to just go with whatever slot there is, because it's just really too many people accessing and it's just so slow. So about after an hour of trying and trying, most of the self pickup slots were already taken by then. I think there's only like a few left, which was 9 December, and I tried and tried again. I never gave up. I was almost about to actually tell my friends that I couldn't get any more seats because it was just too tough. But somehow on I think about an hour and 30 minutes of trying non-stop, yeah, it was almost 2 hours. Um, Finally the payment got through. So at 7:30 p.m. time slot on 9 December, I just, for some apparent reason, I chose the menus. Everything worked flawlessly. It was slow, but it went through, and I managed to make a payment, which was the first time I've ever seen the payment page, because I never had a chance to see it at all. So I chose my payment method, checked out, and immediately I got the order ID for my email, and also the notification from the app saying they've received my order, which means it's success. So, whew, that was 2 hours of trying, guys, and that wasn't. It was very stressed. So, yeah. So after I tried, I never gave up, and eventually I got it. So I felt so relieved after that. At least I got something. I know it's not dine in, but at least it's something. So yeah, so that was my experience pre-booking the meals, it was a very rough one. I'm sure everyone else also had a very hard time. I even checked the Facebook comments. A lot of people were very pissed off and angry. So it was like I wasn't the only one. And then I went to their My Burger Lab's official Facebook. I saw them made an apology post, so I'm kind of realizing, okay, I think they did something bad, or they messed up or something. So there was an apology post after the pre-bookings ended. And yeah, I saw they mentioned in Facebook, they're saying that around 2:50 p.m. there was a glitch in the system somehow, and some users already managed to book their slots already, which is kind of explains why I had a very tough time finding a slot at 3 p.m. because most of the slots were already taken by then. So that was really disappointing to see because I didn't expect already people managed to go in, which is crazy. I mean, how can they let that happen? Because they promised us it's 3 p.m. sharp that the server goes live. So very very misleading, gotta say, for them to say 3 p.m. goes sharp, because 250 people already managed to glitch in the system and make a booking, which is very disappointing. But yeah, what can you do? It's just that's what happened, so we can't do anything about that. Okay, so with that out of the way, we are done talking about the overall pre-booking experience. So now let us move on to the second part of the video, which will talk about HoYoFest itself. So this is basically the journey there and also the event itself at the restaurant. So for me in Malaysia, my burger lab, the one they've chosen is in my town shopping center at Cheras. So this shopping center is actually my first time ever as well going there. I never been in my life. It's located at Kuala Lumpur, so it's at the sort of at the city center area, which is not that far from me. It is drivable, but so happen this mall is connected to the MRT station, which is very convenient. So for me, I'll just park at the nearest MRT station to my house, and I'll just take the train there and go there. So it's pretty easy, not that bad. It's quite convenient, I'm gonna say, so because it's connected and you don't have to drive there at all, because driving there is gonna be very jammed, especially the time I've chosen, which is 7:30 p.m. and that is like after the working hours, so it's gonna be very jammed, and it's a rush hour. So yeah, it's a good thing I took the train, and it takes around maybe 20 to 30 minutes depending on how long the train stops and the speed of it. So 20-30 minutes we already reached at the mall, and I think I reached there around like 7:25, so about a few minutes early, and we already reached my burger restaurant, which is pretty cool. The restaurant itself is not that big, it's quite small actually, so I'm kind of understanding why the dine-in also is very limited because of the COVID SOPs. So it's very limited space, and once I arrived there, obviously the food was still being prepared, because they did mention that there's a bit of variance between the timing. So let's say my timing is 7:30, I may not get it at that time, so maybe a little bit delayed by 5 to 10 minutes, which is fine. So I just waited a while waiting. Just took some pictures here and there, so you can see some of the pictures I've taken around the restaurant. I try to zoom in inside if I can and take some pictures of some of the cosplayers as well nearby, so pretty cool. There are some cosplayers as well over there. Yeah, we are not allowed to go in because we did not get a dining slot, so yeah, so that's why we only can take pictures outside. So yeah, so around after 10 minutes of waiting, they finally called my order ID, so that's why I claimed my meals. So there were 6 of us in this event, so 6 of my friends including me, so ordered 6 meals, and yeah, all of them came out pretty fresh. The burgers are fresh, the drinks are good. And here are all the meals if you're interested to see. They have 4 meals. For me, I took the 5-star beef burger. I think that's a pretty nice one, the most expensive one though, but tastes very good in my opinion. Alongside with the drinks are all the same for everyone, and we also get merch included inside the packaging. So these are the merch. You can see the screen. I'll show the what you get when you buy it. So this is what you get, and I'm not gonna lie, it's okay. I'm not really how to say, expecting too much, because we're just going there to mainly have fun, basically, take some pictures together, and also basically just chat with one another, basically about Genshin or anything. So yeah, overall I'm okay. Even though we didn't get a dine in, I'm still pretty happy. Fantastic experience still, regardless Despite not having to dine in, we have to eat outside the mall because we're not allowed to eat in any place because outside food basically is not allowed in most of the restaurants or the food courts. So we we have no choice but eat outside. So yeah, we have to go outside and we just sat around the bench area, and yeah, so that's where we had our HoYoFest 2021 meal. So that's yeah, pretty nice, and we get to eat our fantastic burgers. I would say good job for Burger Lab for the fantastic meals. Asked some of my friends regarding the other meals they chosen, also taste pretty good. So everyone gave a good feedback regarding the meals and also the merch that they got. So pretty cool. And yeah, so overall, HoYoFest, even though it's not a dining experience in the my town shopping center, I still really had a great time with my friends and also spending time together with them, playing Genshin and also just chatting with Genshin stuff and also other stuff as well. So overall, the meals are fantastic, no complaints. I really, really love it. So that's the best part of the event so far. And overall, really had a great time in general. Alright, so let's move on to the final part of this video, which is my final verdict and my ratings, and also what are the issues I've noticed in this event and what do I think that can be improved in the next event if they're planning to do HoYoFest 2022 or something with maybe another restaurant or maybe again with Burger Lab. I don't know. We'll have to see about that, but this I'm going to discuss about the final verdict on this entire event. So basically, we're gonna talk about some of the issues first. So I already noticed a few issues even before the event started already. So the one of the main issues, if you guys already noticed from the meals, the meals that you get with the burgers, um, they're not that creative in my opinion. I mean, there are a lot of descriptions about the Genshin Impact game, but I really was expecting like character team meals or something like what they did with Honkai Impact, because I thought they would do something like that, but looks like they didn't do it for Genshin. I don't know why. I'm not sure whose fault was this, but not that creative in my opinion. But I think that's just me maybe, but I'm not sure you guys agree with me. But the meals were not that creative in my opinion. They can be better, I think. So that's one. Another issue is mainly on maybe Burger Lab side. This one is their apps. So their apps are really not designed for high load, and as you can tell from the servers, it just kept crashing and it's just slow. So I really hope if next time they have these kind of large events like Genshin Impact, hopefully they can improve their servers and beef it up even more so that they can handle like a lot of requests that are coming in at the same time. Because if they don't, you're gonna have the same complaints again that people said this year. So I just don't want that to happen again. And yeah, so I just really hope they don't mess up the servers this time, because if they don't, then a lot of people are gonna be very angry again. So which is why I'm just sharing all the issues that I found. And yeah, and that glitch as well regarding the 2:50 p.m. thing, where people managed to get in and book a slot. That one I also felt a bit sad because they promised us to go live at 3 p.m. but I just don't know what happened there. So yeah, that really made me a bit disappointed. But other than that, everything is okay. Just a few minor issues here and there. Okay, there's another minor issue you can say, or not really minor, just maybe an issue for some people. If you want to get the merchandise for Genshin Impact, man, you have to come very early and it's very limited. That's why I didn't even bother talking about the merchandise, because it's just so limited. I I just think it's not worth it to go so early in the morning and line up, and you're not even guaranteed to get it because it's a first come first serve basis. So if you're last or you came late, you won't get the merch for that day. You have to, and that's it. So they only sell whatever merch they have for that day. And if your order is for that day itself, you can't get merch for the next day. So yeah, you have to take that into account. And yeah, so that is why I think in the future I hope maybe mihoyo can give more extra merch, especially Genshin Impact, because there's a lot of fans and they should know by now that a lot of fans, so they at least should give us loads of merch to choose from at least and to buy there, because it's so limited. I think if you're not even there in the morning, it's pretty much gone already. So yeah, yep. So that was my overall issues I've noticed this event, and I hope in the future they can improve it and make it better for everyone. Have a fantastic experience in HoYoFest 2021. So that's my hope. If next year if they plan to do this again, that they will improve it, and I will definitely go again. If it's good, I will definitely go again. So yeah, and my overall rating for this event, I'm just gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not gonna give it a perfect because I said there's some issues here and there, so there's no perfect rating for this event. But 8 out of 10 for me because I really enjoyed myself, despite not being able to dine in still. I really enjoyed myself there. So yeah, that's pretty much it guys for the entire review and full experience on HoYoFest 2021 Genshin Impact in Malaysia. Do share your experience in the comment section down below, as I also would be quite interested to listen and read some of your experiences if you actually went for HoYoFest 2021 in any of the Southeast Asian countries. It doesn't have to be in Malaysia only, it can be in any of them. And yeah, I'll be happy to read them and also learn from your experience as well. And yeah, share what you guys think about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it guys for this video. So if you do enjoy, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of these kind of videos, go and subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm Jeremy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.